New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Japan Cup Day 6, Day 7, Day 8, Day 9. Yeah, they have 4 shows in a row. We're trying to hit all of these shows in a row that they have as opposed to doing show by show by show by show by show. We try to just lump them all together, and these bad boys have 4 shows in a row. So that's what we're here for. We're the almighty SOS Wrestling Network. Be sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll get into all that stuff later. You know what it is, man. You know who I am. Pro Wrestling Fly Guy, Stardust Shiyaku. So let's go. We had an attendance on night 6 of 1,722. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. So the first tournament action we had Suzuki Gun exploding, imploding, depending on how you look at it. Doki taking on Zack Sabre Jr. in New Japan Cup second round action right here. Zack Sabre Jr. actually got the victory with a very, very vicious looking cremation lily around 15 minutes and 3 seconds right here. So if you're not familiar, he used that move a while back to defeat Juice Robinson. This match played to both of these guys' strengths right here. I thought it was a really solid New Japan Cup opener. So yeah, moving on up the card as far as New Japan Cup openers goes. Or not openers, just matches in general. We have for another second round match, the Great Okan taking on and defeating Taiji Shimori. He got the victory with the Eliminator around 1643. This was ultimately a really solid outing. But if you ask me, there was no really big suspense. There's no real big drama in this match. It was just a solid damn match by 2 very, very solid pro wrestlers right here. So moving on up the card, the pro wrestling, of course, this is all pro wrestling. The penultimate match of this show, we have El Phantasmo taking the L to Will Ospreay. He took the L around 17 minutes and 31 seconds to be exactly. He got hit with a hidden blade. Will Ospreay put him away. This was a really, 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 really good match, man. It wasn't a great match because I've seen these guys do exponentially more that they've had. So exponentially is what the word I'm going to say. They've done way more in the past right here. And this doesn't mean this was bad. It was just that I've seen these guys do more. Solid outing by these gentlemen, though. So not taking anything away. I like that you have the fact that El Phantasmo is pretty much still kind of on the fence about doing that super kick right now. So it is pretty much hindering him in his matches. So main event time of this show. We have New Japan Cup second round, Aaron Henare taking on the IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion, SANADA right here. SANADA put this bad boy away around 25 minutes with a moonsault. I think this match kind of went a little bit too long, but this still is a really good match right here. SANADA is probably one of the more underrated pro wrestlers that you'll probably ever see in any company, to be honest. And I think SANADA's finally finding his footing. He's the champion. He is the U.S. champion, to be exact. He is pretty much being booked like a star, I feel. And the New Japan stop and start pushes they've had with SANADA over the past few years. Yeah, I don't know if we're getting that in the past, man. I think SANADA's an established guy at this point, and they're making him look like he's a really established guy. I thought the match, or day 6, had a really solid day of matches, if you ask me. There wasn't anything to necessarily... Right, there wasn't any surprises or any of that stuff. This was just a solid night of pro wrestling. If you like that sort of thing, and I'm presuming if you're tuned in here to this show, you kind of like that sort of thing. So then we're going to go ahead and move on to night 7 right here. Night 7, we had in the New Japan Cup. I think the attendance, I'm trying to figure what the attendance number. I don't see an attendance number right here. The first New Japan Cup match we had at the show, we had Chase Owens taking on and defeating Tiger Mask, getting the victory around 10 minutes, 33 seconds. Package power driver, solid opening match between 2 solid pro wrestlers right here. Nothing more, nothing less. This is a nice solid opener to the New Japan Cup on night 7. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It wasn't a bad match. Definitely wasn't a bad match. It wasn't a great match. It wasn't a 5-star, 6-star, 7-star, whatever it may have you. But it was definitely an enjoyable match right here. Then moving on up the card, the second round New Japan Cup match, I believe not the penultimate, but the second to penultimate match we had on the show. We had Tonga Loa taking on and taking an L to Shingo Takagi of Los Ingobernables de Japón here. He actually took the L around, I believe, 12 minutes and 31 seconds. Excuse me. This was just a hard-hitting affair between 2 big, strong guys right here. He actually put him away with the pumping bomber, like I said, around like a little over 12 and a half minutes right here. They showed respect after the match. This is a really, really solid encounter. One of Tonga Loa's better matches. And this is another walk in the park for my man Shingo Takagi. So moving on up the card, the penultimate match right here. We have Evil representing the House of Torture taking on Tama Tonga representing, of course, the Gorillas of Destiny right here. Had some moments in this match where I thought they were going to give Tama the W. Like when he hit the gun stun, flush, goes immediately for the cover, referee makes the count, gets pulled out of the ring by Dick Togo. I thought that was definitely the part where he was going to win this match right here. But solid, not solid, it was standard pro wrestling match. But what happened here, Tama Tonga actually had immense crowd support in this match, by the way, which I thought was really, really cool. We have members of the House of Torture coming out to make the interference right here, but then we have Taiji Ishimori and ELP coming out to make the save for Tama Tonga, or so we thought. ELP and Ishimori actually ended up turning on Tama Tonga, and like I said, that gave Evil the victory with Everything is Evil around 14 minutes and 12 seconds right here. So, of course, post-match, we get Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale. They come out, they allow the House of Torture, and they start to end with the singing the praises and tune of happiness from Ghetto. They all beat down the Gorillas of Destiny, and they beat Jado down right here too. This is probably one of the most intriguing storylines for Bullet Club, and this is crazy that it's how things can just change in a blink of an eye, man, in a blink of a fucking eye right here. So then we get the main event of the show. We have second round New Japan Cup action. Hiromu Ticking Time Bomb Takahashi taking on and defeating Minoru Suzuki here. He got the victory with an intriguing roll-up, a little bit under 20 minutes right here. These guys slapped the absolute piss out of each other. And it was just more than that, man. This was a hard-hitting affair, and this pretty much, a match like this shows me that Hiromu Takahashi definitely belongs in the heavyweight division, man. I know a lot of people kind of want to keep him in the junior heavyweight division. I think he should be that guy that kind of bridges the gap between the heavyweight and the junior heavyweights right here. Just another solid show. We had maybe 2 lackluster matches on here, but the main event, in my opinion, on night 7, absolutely more than makes up for it. So night 7 had a lot of storyline implications. We had a lot of, couple good matches here. So if you want to check it out, I kind of recommend checking it out, man. Shit, why not? Shit, you ain't got nothing else better to do. Now we're on New Japan Pro Wrestling, New Japan Cup Night 8. There was only 2 tournament matches on the show here. So we have Hiroki Goto taking the L to CIMA right here. So he got the victory around 17 minutes and 20 seconds right here. This was a very good match, though. This was a solid match. And this is a match that I never think that I would want these guys to wrestle, but I'm damn glad they got the victory right here. I thought CIMA winning was sort of an upset. I did not expect them to win this match right here. CIMA got the victory, like I said, around 17 minutes, 20 seconds with the Meteora. And Goto has stuff going on, but I just literally did not expect him to get that win. So him getting that, or not Goto getting the win, but CIMA getting the win over Goto. So that was kind of to my surprise, but you kind of maybe expected it. Like I said, since Goto's one half of the heavyweight tag team champions. So now we move on to the main event of the show. We have the speaking of champions, the IWGP World's Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada taking on and defeating Taichi. He got that victory around 24 minutes and 17 seconds right here. Rainmaker ended this match for him. This is a really good match. Maybe not great, but this is still really good right here, man. We're going to have an Okada-CIMA matchup, which is pretty interesting on paper to see how that goes right here. And I think Taichi and Okada have a weird chemistry. Like, to some people, they're either hit or miss. Most of the time, for me, they hit. I think they hit it out the park, and they hit it out the park on this match right here. Like I said, not a great, but a damn good pro wrestling match right here. I think this is a fine night of wrestling. 2 really good matches of pro wrestling right here. Can't really ask more. Like I said, it was night 8, excuse me. That was night 8. So now we move on to the final night before we take our break here as far as New Japan Cup action goes on. Night 9 of New Japan Pro Wrestling Cup action. We have, as I pull up the card, bear with me. Then finally, this morning, we have New Japan Cup Night 9 action. In the main event, we had the familiar matchup of Tetsuya Naito taking on his familiar rival Hiroshi Tanahashi. And in the penultimate match, we had Jeff Cobb taking on one half of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Excuse me, that being Yoshihashi right here. 2 solid tournament matches, if you ask me. The Tanahashi-Naito match did not end the way that I thought it would. Naito won by a roll-up right here. And it added a nice little story. And the commentary team did a nice story of telling Naito's knee injury story that happened in the G1 Climax. And it's kind of like you had some scary moments here, at least storyline anyway. So I thought that was a nice touch. And you're not really used to seeing the Tanahashi-Naito feud end in a roll-up. So I thought that was a pretty nice touch. Jeff Cobb puts Yoshihashi with the Tour of the Islands right here. Solid match in his own right. Yoshihashi's been having a banger calendar year. Jeff Cobb's is the fucking beast, as we all know, man. So moving on to 3rd round action. Those 2 gentlemen, actually, Naito and Jeff Cobb, are going to face off against each other. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for the review of that. Man, we're signing out, man. We're the almighty SOS Wrestling Network. You know who we are. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. I am the Pro Wrestling Fly Guy. Starter Shiaku, man. Tetsuya Naito. Signing up out, man. And we'll be back for night 10 of New Japan Cup 2022 action. Keep it locked right here, baby. I'm about.